Happy birthday, Kobe Bryant. Laker fam, today would have been Kobe's 42nd birthday. So before we get into today's video, let the Black Mamba know. Wish him a happy birthday down in the comments below. But let's get into today's video because we've got a lot to talk about. What's up, Laker fam? Welcome to Lakers Report by Chat Sports, all things Lakers. I'm your host, Hannah Kuhlik, aka Laker Han, and I am in a great mood today because the Lakers officially have a 2-1 game series lead over the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, last night's win, Game 3, was a very interesting game. So we've actually got a lot of breakdown. So I'm going to be giving you guys my 3 takeaways. And then, of course, moving on to Monday night's game, Game 4, and giving my keys to that victory. Now, real quick right now, like I said, Lakers have a 2-1 series lead against this Portland Trail Blazers team. They are back at it again on Monday for Game 4 and then Wednesday for Game 5. And then, of course, if we did need to go to a Game 6 and a Game 7, we have those here as well, but I don't think it's going to come to that, you guys. I think the Lakers are going to be able to get it done in 5 games, like I've said from day one. But let me know, how many games do you guys think this series is going to go to? Do you think they can get it done in 5, 6? Do you think it's going to go to 7 games? Let me know down in the comments below. But let's get into my 3 keys and my 3 takeaways from this exciting win. But before we do so, I want to remind you guys that we were having an awesome deal with one of our sponsors, Fanatics, on some Laker face covering. So if you want to stay safe and, of course, rock our purple and gold, support our Lakers team, then all you have to do is go to chatsports.com/Lakers mask. Definitely make sure to get one, you guys, because these masks, like we know, they are here to stay. We've got to stay safe. And what better way to do so than rocking our purple and gold while doing so. But real quick, let's get into my 3 takeaways from this exciting 116-108 win against the Portland Trail Blazers in Game 3. Now, starting with my first takeaway here, we have the Lakers can be an elite defensive team. And we've really seen this all series long. But from day 1 of the season, the Lakers have come out and said during training camp they wanted to be the best defensive team in the league, and they were really able to do so throughout the season. And one of the things that they were struggling with in the bubble prior was their defense. I was getting a little nervous. I was thinking maybe missing Avery Bradley was really playing the toll, but so far in this series, that has not been the case. Lakers have really buckled down defensively. And listen, they knew they had to because this Trailblazer team was hot. They were red hot in the bubble. They were averaging 126 points in these 8 regular season games. And the Lakers have been able to hold them under 100 points throughout all 3 of these games, which is truly really great, because when you're looking at this Portland team, you're looking at guys like Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, Carmelo Anthony. They've got some hot shooters on this team. So the Lakers have been doing their job on the defensive end, and that was the main reason that they were really able to win the game. Game 3, because of course they were struggling in that first half, and what really turned the game around was when they buckled down on defense. And of course, like we all know, defense means energy. In order to be an elite defensive team, you have to play with a lot of energy. And as we also know, the Lakers play their best basketball when they have that energy. When they're playing hard on the defensive end, they're getting stops, they're getting block shots, it correlates over to their offense. And that is when this Lakers team is at their most dominant. Now in Game 3, they out-rebounded the Blazers 43-31. And one of the biggest things that I loved that I saw from their defense was that they defended without fouling. They only let the Blazers get to the line 19 times, which was a small fraction of the amount of times the Lakers got to the free throw line. So they really did their job on the defensive end, and that is one of the main reasons that they have this 2-1 series lead over the Trailblazers. Now, moving on to my second takeaway, that is the dynamic duo of AD and LeBron is going to be pretty darn hard to beat. Now, Game 3 was interesting because, it was a game that in that first half, the Lakers truly did not play good basketball at all. Honestly, things could not have gotten any worse. Anthony Davis really struggled from the floor. He only had 6 points at the half, and I was getting a little nervous, but everything really turned around for Anthony Davis in particular in that second half, where he completely dominated. He ended the game with 29 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, so he was doing a lot of everything. He was getting some blocks, some steals, so Anthony Davis really turned it on in that second half and really shined, whereas LeBron James, where these previous 2 games of this series, he's been a little bit more in distributor mode, kind of just focusing more on getting other guys involved. He was the opposite. He actually started extremely aggressive offensively, and he had a pretty good first half. He was one of the main reasons why the Lakers were only down 4 at the halftime, when honestly, it should have been a lot worse. They should have been down 20 for as bad as they were playing in that first half, but King James single-handedly kept them in that game. And then in the second half, it was really Anthony Davis's time to shine, but LeBron definitely did his thing. He finished with 38 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. So both of those 2 players were almost about to get a triple-double. And when those 2 guys, when our 2 superstars are playing like that, this Lakers team is going to be extremely, extremely tough to beat. And then my third and final takeaway from this Game 3 win, something that we've just seen throughout this series just in general, is that the Lakers play their best basketball with that small ball lineup. We are seeing that small ball lineup when it's Anthony Davis at the 5, LeBron James, Kyle Kuzma, Alex Caruso, and then Danny Green, or even KCP. As we all know, DG has been struggling, but regardless, we are seeing that lineup when the Lakers really go small be their best basketball. And obviously, this is something that we knew from day one from this Lakers squad. We knew that they played really well when Anthony Davis was at that 5, and we had Alex Caruso on the floor because for some reason, the Lakers just play their best basketball with Caruso on the floor. He does so many of the little things that necessarily don't go on the stat sheet. He is truly a player that every championship team needs. He provides so much energy, so much hustle. And then Kyle Kuzma, who has struggled a little bit scoring-wise, hasn't really been lighting it up shooting-wise and scoring-wise throughout this series, but has really played some great defense, just honestly throughout this entire time in the bubble. As we've seen throughout the bubble in general, but especially throughout this series, typically what's been happening is, the starting lineup is just kind of struggles to score a little bit unless LeBron is really being aggressive offensively. And it's not really until a few guys from that second unit come in, like Kuz and Caruso, where things really start rolling. So like we all kind of knew from the get-go, but this small ball lineup, this death lineup like they were calling it, this is what's really working for the purple and gold, especially on that offensive end. Now, we have to get to Game 4 on Monday, and I'm going to talk to you guys real quick about the keys to that Laker victory. But of course, before we do, I want to make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Come and join this Lakers Report family if you have not yet done so. We've got all of the latest breaking news stories regarding our purple and gold, all of the updates, pre-game, post-game coverage regarding all of this playoffs. So we want to make sure that you guys don't miss a single second of it. So please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you have not yet done so. Alright, so moving on, Game 4 Monday night. I'm expecting another Laker win, but if they are going to get that W, then here is what they have to do. First and foremost, they've got to come out with these strong starts. No more of these first quarter slumps, first half slumps where they're kind of lifeless, especially in the first opening minutes. They have to play like they did in Game 2, where they really came out hot from the start, played with that energy that we saw them play in the second half of Game 3, the whole entire game that we saw in Game 2. So they've got to really get off to that strong start, especially coming out with that energy. Number 2 kind of correlates to that, but just continue to play really hard on the defensive end. Play with a lot of energy on that defensive end and let your defense really lead your offense, because obviously, as we all know, the Lakers may not be the top offensive team, the top shooting team in the league, but they are definitely proving that they are a top defensive team, that their defense truly does lead to their offense. And as we all know, at the end of the day, defense is what does win championships. And then number 3, we've got to shut down Damian Lillard and get that W. Now, the Lakers have done a pretty darn good job kind of containing Damian Lillard. Obviously, he's going to get his points. He's one of the best scorers and best players I've just ever seen in my life. It's pretty crazy what a great scorer and shooter he really is. But we've got to continue to play hard defense on him, contain him. And if we are able to do all 3 of those things, then I think there is no reason why the Lakers cannot come out with yet another win. Get this series to 3-1. Just take control of this series and be able to get these wins and kind of just get this series over with quickly, so that way we are able to rest and recover for round 2, which is what I think the Lakers are going to do. And so I'm expecting them to really come out hot. I'm expecting them to really just do what they can to get this win so that, like I said, they can end this series as quick as possible and get rested and recover and get ready for the next one in round 2. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a double thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe here on Lakers Report. Also, make sure to check out our deal with Fanatics on those Laker face coverings. And until next time, Laker Hannah is out. Bye, guys.